Right, Nicola.
Right, Christopher.
I've gone live.
Okie doke.
So, I'm just waiting for Nicola. So, hi, folks. Anybody there? Does that? Is that?
We're a bit early. It's 23 minutes
I
past
know.
7. 2 watching now.
Okay.
Oh, Georgina's on. Hi, Chris and Nicola.
Hello. I pinched the screen a little bit just to zoom in, but I'd lined it up with my string earlier on. So,
Right. Baz is on.
hi, Baz.
Alan Stocks. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Baz. 6 watching.
Okay, well, yeah, I've.
Nick's on. Howdy, peeps.
Hi, Nick.
Turner.
So yeah, we're a couple of minutes early. I just got. Oh yeah, let's go. I was ready. So yeah, those of you that might have seen my Instagram photo from a couple of hours ago, I'd already lined the tripod up and everything with the piece of string. So that's cool. So hello. I hope you're well. It's quite comfortable. This. If you ever get kicked out of the house, this will be my barracks for the evening. So happy days. Rightio. Anybody else?
Yeah. Let me just tell you who we've got. So from the top we've got Georgina, Baz, Alan, Nick, Stace Mate,
Hi, Stace.
Wivey Woodshed, Wayne Bigfoot, Wayne the Woodturner.
Hi guys. Stereo Waynes again.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah, is that picture okay, Nicola? On the.
Yeah, it's sort of quite tight on the.
Yeah, I did pinch the screen
Yeah,
a bit, and I've turned the voiceover off, so it's in normal mode now,
Okay.
not in blind mode. So if anyone sends me a text or a notification, you guys won't hear it. But in blind mode, it won't let you zoom in or pull out because it knows you're blind. So it's sort of like saying, what's the point? You can't see it. So you have to disable your accessibility functions, which is what we've been doing, apart from last week when we thought, we forgot. But by and large, we started turning the voiceover off. Anyway, just thought I would do that. So I hope you've all had a good day.
Dr. D's on.
Hi, David.
Chris Cox.
Hi, Chris. Right, so it's not the warmest of days here, and in the workshop it tends to be a bit chillier than outside. So if you hear a background noise kick in, it's just the workshop heater, a little fan heater, but I've put it on the thermostat. So if it does detect that it's gone a bit cool than the setting, it will chirp up, but it's not loud. Right. So anyway, thanks for being.
Richard Phelan as well.
Hi, Richard. I did an Instagram TV this morning just to talk about this olive ash. Now, I did a shallower piece earlier on in the week, and Nicola said the figuring was beautiful, but it had a lot of inclusions, but not as many as this, and it's quite gnarly. So I've got some CA glue in them just to stabilise them whilst I'm shaping, because if they are going to make a bid for freedom, you know, I'd rather they didn't, but you know, I've tried to lessen that possibility. So I'm just going to, it's on a faceplate by the way, and I will in fact just get my talking tape measure and measure it.
1/16 of an inch, millimetres, 0 0 millimeters, centimeters, meters, feet, inches, 0 inches.
So it is approximately
6 1/8 inches.
6 1/8 by
3 1/8 inches.
6 1/8 by 3 1/8.
Minus 1/16, 0.
So 6b3. So
Total memory cleared.
I forgot I had this olive ash actually, and because it is such a highly figured piece of wood, I am just going to keep it
In 5 seconds.
in the tape measure in the cupboard. Just going to keep it quite simple. So I've got it into round last week when I found it. So what I'm going to do now is just start the lathe nice and slowly, just stuck to the side. So I'm just literally doing it some light passes. So just to get a feel, just to get my brain in gear. That was all. Just getting my brain in gear. So just do a few passes just to start calibrating my head, which is always a good place to start. Then I shall get my speed size as oft is the way. I will be using my C jaws. The very popular jaw in the Axminster range. So I found my hole. So it needs. So that has left my mark there in the perfect place for holding with a tenon. I'll just put that down. So what I can do now is just remove the tailstock. Yeah, you're more than welcome to ask any questions, and Nicola can read them out.
Alan says it's a lovely looking blank.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it's got a lot going on, and when I was turning the other piece of olive ash earlier on in the week, it was making some weird sounds because of all the inclusions and little defects in it. So I'm just gonna and already that beautiful smell is coming out, so that's really nice. Don't want to go too deep. Because you don't want these bottoming out, so I'm just having a quick cursory feel there. That's feeling pretty good. Have a feel. Be a it where I need to be. So that, I think, needs a sharpening. So just feeling my way.
Alistair Clark says, can you remember where you got the blank?
Yes, I can. A local tree surgeon called Steve Limmer. I went up and, well, he found out about me and we were talking, and I went up to his yard. So taking my time.
Alan Stock says, if it's solid, looks a bit punky, Chris, for gripper jaws.
It looks a bit
Punky.
funky.
Punky.
Punky, yeah, it's a bit punky. Actually, it's punky in areas, but around the tenon here, well, not the tenon, the spigot. It's solid, and the areas where it is in good order, it's quite a tough piece of wood. Not as tough as a real good aged piece of you know, English ash, but traditional English ash, but it's tough. So,
There's a new watcher tonight,
okay.
Rob CP, and he's super chatted you as well.
Oh, thank you very much, Rob. Really appreciate it, my friend. Every penny helps. So, actually, yes, it's a very tough piece of ash, but heavy inclusions on it. So, I am just taking my time. And it's like I was saying before, if any of this does come off, it will make me jump. So, I can hear that. I don't know if the microphone is picking that up, but it is making a little tick 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 sound as it's coming round here.
Baz says thinks you'll be fine. You're from Salford.
Salford. And for anybody that doesn't know, Salford is a city within a city. The city of Salford is part of the greater Manchester area. Nibbling away at it.
Phoenix 0605 says he's in Davyhulme, so not far away.
Well, I'm originally from Eccles, but we're now coming live to you from Chorley in Lancashire, so about 30 clicks north of you.
Chris Cox says he visits Salford Quays for work.
Yeah, Salford Quays. Obviously the place now where the BBC and ITV are.
Midnight Joker says he used to love starving Marvin's Diner that he thinks was in Salford.
Yeah. Know it? So, can you hear that now? That little fracture hitting the tool rest? I don't know if it's CA or a bit of wood.
Nathan's in Davyhulme as well.
Yeah, Nathan, over that way. Davyhulme, Urmston, Stretford. I've moved to a general purpose carbide. The carbide is going to ride over the top of the inclusions a lot easier, a lot more easily.
The Blue Light Turner's super chatted as well, and he says thanks for being such an inspiration to many, Chris.
Cheers, Scott. We found your Nicola bowl.
Yeah, it's already out. It'll be in the post tomorrow.
It'll be in the post tomorrow, so I hope that raises some money for your beloved friends and family and stuff. So I'm just carefully bringing this around. Because those inclusions are so nice to feel under the hands that I would like to keep some of them. We'll just
Rob CP says the wood looks beautiful.
Thank you. Smells amazing.
Yeah, it does smell nice.
very, very tough little wood actually. Very tough bit of wood. But yeah, there's a lot of punkiness going on with it all over the place. Making all sorts of... So yeah, as I'm going there, I can hear it's sort of like going woo, and then it's going kerring. So that's where the noise change is coming from there. That little bit of checking.
Dr. D's super chatted you as well.
Thank you, David Antover.
He says can't be there in person but have a drink on him.
Oh, and just a little bit of news actually while I think on. Sorry, David, we found out we're not Danish, we're Norwegian. So, Charlie had his Ancestry DNA, Nicola's had her Ancestry DNA done as well. But Charlie's had an advanced DNA search done from an American company. And the Ancestry one says Scandinavian, and it had marked and highlighted and coloured areas of Denmark and Scandinavia and stuff like that. But Charlie's advanced enhanced search, the scoring system is so obviously what it is for Charlie, it is for me and everything on my father's side. So we knew we were Scandinavian, but a score of 0 to 30 is the goalpost. 30 being most unlikely that you are descended from a race of people, a nation. 20 you might be. 10 and below is, you know, you are descended from a race of people. So nearer to 0 is where you really want to be if you know, you're interested in something. Anyway, we've got a 2.9 for Norwegian Viking and Icelandic Viking, and it even went to say that we have got an ancestor on a Viking burial ship on the north of Iceland, didn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we thought we were Danish, but we're Norwegian. They were the actual words, Norwegian Viking and Icelandic Viking. So there you go. We've had to just move a bit to a different country. But as the Americans say, I am still super stoked about being a Viking. We knew we were.
This wood, is it olive ash?
Yeah.
Olive ash.
So I'm just getting a nice curve to it. for the patina repair.
Steve said, is there a crack coming from a branch pith just under the inclusion on the rim?
Yes, there's a crack there, but these have been sort of like in this and the previous piece. It's got cracks and splits all over the place, so that's why I'm just really taking my time and hoping she'll hold together. But you know, I think she will stay together. Fingers crossed. So I've just angled the carbide, so it's not taking quite a severe cut, it's doing more of a shearing cut at the minute. But we've got a lovely pleasing shape there.
You've already put CA glue on, haven't you?
Yeah, it's had CA glue on pretty much everything. So that's a nice shape actually. So what was going for, quite a deep catenary. We're just going to let the wood speak for itself here. Just a little bit of a lip there on that foot, so I'm just going to...
Ultan says, are you using the carbide because the blank is so hard?
Yeah, the blank is very hard, and also it's just letting me, rather than maybe just have, you know, the traditional tool just cap one of these inclusions, and you know, they're holding on by the skin of the teeth as it is. So yeah, it's just skipping over more, and depending on how I present the tool, you know, it's just like a traditional tool in that respect. You know, you can get an aggressive cut and you can angle it over and start closing. If you can imagine that this is the flute, you start closing it, the flute, and you'll get more of a shear cut. So it's immensely hard, and it was just making better work of that. And I've got the little pimple still in the spigot there, which is a reference point for me. So even just that little pimple, I can feel that. So I've just got a nice sharp scraper here. Nice and gentle. You can hear the sound change over those inclusions. So if you can imagine that you guys would be able to, even as it's spinning, you can see ghost images, and you'd see obviously those inclusions as a darker area spinning round. I haven't got that luxury, but it is giving me a lot of auditory information.
Rob CP says it looks a great finish straight from the tool.
Yeah, it is responding. It's very hard, there's a lot of inclusions, and you know, for me it's certainly a case of, I'm just feeling if there's any transitions there, it's just really a case of, you know, using the tools that I have at my disposal. But no matter what tool I use, try to get the best out of the tool and respect the tool and have a good interaction with that tool, regardless of it being a carbide, a scraper, a bowl gouge, a spindle gouge. It's all about me trying to have a great interaction. Honestly, you know, I don't get too bogged down in the whole carbide and traditional. I love the traditional tools. I say this and it's what I learned on, and I use them a lot. But if my mind...
Question for you as well.
Yeah, go on.
Nathan says, how do you keep the carbide sharp, or do you just get a new tip?
I use a diamond credit card, Nathan, and I just give it the round carbide. I will do a figure of 8 about 20 times, just light pressure. Let the diamond do the work, and then you're good to go for, you know, weeks and weeks again. And of course, if an area does become dull, because it's been, you know, worked hard, you can just rotate it a little bit and get to a fresh cutting edge. So yeah, diamond credit card.
Chestnut products have popped on.
Yo, Terry.
SK Crafts says he uses a 600
Yeah.
grit diamond
Yes.
board.
Yeah, 600. So that's feeling like a lovely, pleasing shape. Now I don't know if this last little area is because of the defect in inclusion or what. I'll just give that a bit of therapy there. I do like saying that term, give it a bit of therapy. And yeah, Terry, this, just like the other olive ash, this is going to have chestnuts food safe oil on, because they're such a great piece to have in the kitchen, these, you know, for spices and salt and pepper and things like that. So it's going to have chestnuts.
Oh, Ed's on as well, Ed Oliver.
Hi Ed, how you doing, mucker? So, awesome. And just one last area. So yeah, this piece of olive ash, it's super gnarly, it's very tough. There's a lot of areas for potential treachery in it. So that's lovely. Right, so that's feeling very, very good. Wonderful. What I'm just reaching for here now is some sanding wax.
Ed says you're doing a great job.
Cheers, Ed. Love you too, my man. So, what we're going to do is just apply this beeswax. Now, I did have beeswax and lemon oil and mineral oil mix, but that ran out. So this is actually beeswax, lavender oil. I'm not going to do the bottom of the spigot because it's going to get reverse mounted on a push plate later. But hopefully that should have brought out some of the beauty of this piece. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I'll reverse hold it later and just tidy the foot up on a push plate. So, happy days. So I'm just out of shot at the moment. And I'm just affixing some, he says. Why have I stopped talking? It's because I've engaged my brain. So apologies for that. So I'm going to take my normal face shield off now and put my power cap on because I'm sanding. Start with the speed low. So I'm using the paddle, the flaming paddle that Nick sent me. Making sure I can feel right into there. Steel brush that I've just thrown away and knocked that off. Hooray! So keep this moving. Have a feel. Just take your time. And always remember, if your hand's sanding, if it begins to burn your fingers, it's too fast.
Flaming Turner says, Chris, where did you get that paddle from? Looks like a great idea.
Got it from you, you numpty. Got it from the Flaming Turner. Thank you very much.
David's going now.
Bye David, thanks for the super chat. Give our love to Tova. So this is helping keep all the dust down. It's acting as a lubricant as well. Take your time, no rush. Nice and gentle. So just taking our time. And now what I'm going to switch to is, again, this is some of Chestnut's Abranet, mixed pack of Abranet. So I've got, that I've kept, I've got, what's that? That's the 320 and that's the 400. I'm just going to use those two now, and I'm going to apply some food safe chestnut oil. And what I'm going to do is sand. I'll just give it a bit of a wipe.
Rob CP says he's scared of I think he's got a new lathe.
All right, okay.
He's scared of turning the speed up because he imagines getting a catch and the wood flying off.
Well, you know, you take every precaution not for that not to happen. You know, good bevel contact, making sure that your wood is securely and correctly fixed. You know, if you're scared of getting good recess or tenon fit, I would urge you to purchase a Blind Woodturner Axminster speed sizer, and then you know that you're going to get a perfect fit every time. So I've just applied that by brush.
There's I presume it's a guy, Lecret. Greetings from Bayern. Moved from Poland to Germany.
Greetings, guten Tag, guten Abend, guten Nacht. I did a bit of German at school. It's great to have you anyway. So, nice and slow. Just stand, because that's just going to flick a bit off. So just stand to one side. Give it a quick wipe. I'm going to sand this now with some 320.
You've got Blind Grilling from Springfield, Missouri.
Woohoo! Hello.
Wayne Bigfoot says he used the speed sizer today in 3 different ways on the same project.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, fine. Obviously it was designed for a purpose, but I love the way that people can adapt a tool. I always find that amazing. So I'm just having a feel of this now. Getting some heat into that oil. It's a moron. You calling a moron? Get it in those inclusions. It'll help feed and nourish them as well.
Rob CP says congratulations on a great design of tool.
Thank you.
Nathan says, what is that oil, Chris?
It's a chestnut food safe oil. So I'm using it as a couple of things here. It's going to feed and nourish the work, and it's also going to act as a bit of a grain filler.
Lecret says it's good to see, or rather in blindness hear, that you are alright. Greetings for your family too and for all watching.
Thank you very much. So what I'm going to do now is just get a bit more speed into her.
Nathan says he thinks that's the one his granddad has just bought.
What, the oil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Georgina says loving the finish so far on your bowl, Chris.
Thank you. So obviously what we need to do is, for the purposes of tonight's work, that'll do for the outside, but over the course of a few days apply more coats and let it really soak in. But you're going to get a lovely satin oiled finish that is food safe, which is important. Important if you're going to use it in the kitchen. And you know, if that sort of finish is your favourite finish all the time, you know, there would be nothing stopping you applying it to decorative pieces as well. Nothing at all. So what I'm doing is I'm just slackening off the grub screw that's just held it in place securely on the spindle. You know, a lot of people say, you know, that's just for reverse sanding. In part true, but I like to go belts and braces, of course, just to be safe for myself. So remember, hold your work, because if you're just one of these that spins this off, I say it all the time, it'll get away from you one day, and it'll be bouncing all over the place and get damaged. So hold your work. And then same with putting the chuck on, because if you you're spinning and it's not quite caught on that thread, it can be bouncing around. And knowing my luck, it'll bang and land on something that's worth a bit of money and break it. So again, I'm just nipping up the grub screws. I just gently spin the chuck slowly with fingers, and I can feel with my fingers. And then, great tip, as always, give your jaws a wipe. Make sure they're nice and clean so we're not going to scratch anything. And a cracking little tip from Colwyn Way, leave your faceplate on and use it as a handle. So that's just feeling fine there now. You can nip that up. 3 holes around the circumference of this chuck. So I just like to nip all 3 of them up. He says struggling to find that last one. Obviously the face hasn't been trued up yet. Now what I can do is just feel for the screw. Helps if I move the banjo, give myself some proper room instead of making like hard for yourself. These screws had been used before, so the heads were a bit chewed up. So definitely going in the bin straight away. That's the last I'll get out of them. Indeed. Move that out of the road. So here we go. And obviously I've got my little pimple there. Make sure that I've removed the spindle lock. So make sure we're not fouling. Start slowly. We're going to listen. Gently increasing the speed. Oh. Keep a good grip. Nice and gentle. How I feel, how we're progressing. So obviously this inclusion here on the corner, that's where we're getting a lot of that knocking from. Let's come up to speed. Making a lot of noises. There is instability. There's a crack running through there. Bit of a check and an inclusion there. There's one there. So again, just taking our time. Not being one to shy away from a challenge though. Right. So I'm just giving myself a little tactile mark to ride on there, and again it was just kissing this little knot that's popped through onto the face edge. So lots going on with this piece. Again, I need to feel for where my centre is. Just double check everything before I do get going. Little tips and clicks all over the place. Removing that centerpiece slowly.
Rob CP says, is it worth drilling out the centre with a drill bit, or is that a waste of time?
It would be worth it. And I'm just seeing what.
Whoa!
Hey! The bowl is intact.
Rob CP says, this is why I'm scared.
Well, you're never to be scared. And this, like I say, and what happened is it dug into this little knot on the corner there. So like I said, there's that much going on with this work, this piece of wood.
Everyone's asking if you're okay.
I'm fine, yeah. I've not sat down, so that's a good sign. Yeah, no harm, no foul. But yeah, there's that much going on with this wood. There's that many inclusions, and there's a crack running through there, and you can hear the noise. You can just hear the noise that it's not happy being turned at all. So it might be just to speed things up a bit now. In the early days of me turning, when that happened, yeah, that scared the living hell out of me. So I'd have to sit down for half an hour and have a cup of tea and go, what's just happened? Why has it happened? So, obviously, with practice and whatnot, you just begin to...
Rob CP said, can Chris make the wall thicker to avoid the big knot?
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to make the wall thicker. I'm going to drill this centre bit out now. and make the wall thicker to avoid that, because it's just being a catch.
Chris Cox says it's a small tenon for all those cracks and inclusions.
Well, the tenon's all right actually. I think it's got a real good grip on it.
Wayne Fennell says, as much as I love watching Wayne the Woodturner, Ed Oliver et al., I think you're an inspiration.
Well, thank you very much. Well, let's crack on. See what happens. Taking your time.
Ed Oliver says you're an inspiration to him.
But all I can say is, you know, for stuff like that to happen and you can't see, it is really freaky, you know, and you know. It's all about getting back in the saddle and understanding why things happen.
Rob CP says he'd be sitting down for a week if that happened.
I used to. Well, what you have to do is just go, right, well, that's happened because this bowl is in pretty poor shape structurally.
Ed says he couldn't turn a whole bowl with his eyes shut.
What, just a little bit, yeah. Right, what, has he had a go?
No, he means you're turning with your eyes shut effectively, aren't you?
Oh.
And Ed's saying he couldn't turn a bowl with his eyes
Oh, I
shut.
thought you said a whole bowl.
No, a bowl.
All right.
Well, a whole bowl with his eyes shut. Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure if that's what you mean. He'd had a go.
I'm not sure. That's... Wayne the Woodturner says neither could he tried. Oh, Ed says he's tried a few cuts.
It is, in the early days, it is really, I mean, you're thinking, what the hell's going on? Why am I even trying this? But then, you know, that inner voice in me that was saying, no, I really want to do this, and I can really do this, and I believe in myself, and, you know, it's just all that, and you really are on a mission. And when you're blind, I've said this before, that just give myself another tactile marker. Just really taking my time. Yeah, the heater's just kicked on. It's not like I can feel inclusions and splits running right across here, right near this knot area. There's splits and cracks. So we might not get this bowl done, but you know, we're going to give it our best. That's for sure. So yeah, it's, you know, I tried to explain, you know, people that have put a blindfold on and tried something. There's still that element of, well, you know, I can take that blindfold off in 5 minutes and I'm back to normal. I haven't got that luxury. So you really have to give something, you know, 100% if you want to even slightly just, you know, have a go at something. Just gonna have to take baby cuts. This wood is hugely unstable.
Baz has super chatted you.
Thanks, Baz. Yeah, this wood, I can tell by the feel and the sound. This piece is hugely unstable. Slowly, slowly, Captain Monkey. So,
Midnight Joker says, since watching your lives, hang on, my screen's gone up there. Oh, what are you doing, screen? He's been concentrating on improving his sense of feel when starving.
yeah. Won't do you any harm. How does it feel?
Richard Phelan says it looks like there's some ring shape.
There's some what?
Ring shape.
Yeah, there's shake all over the place here. There's a bit of check in there that I don't know how far it goes, and there's some well, obviously there's the knot there. So anyway, this keeps you coming back to wood turning as well. You know, it's the challenge. You know, wood turning, we say this all the time, it is dangerous, but you know, the danger is not there to put us off, it's there for us to be safe and adapt to it. Adapt to defeat and overcome. So slowly, slowly, it wasn't a catch in a classic, well, it was a catch, got caught, but you know, it's not, it wasn't like poor tool presentation, you know, I was using the carbide. I think it was more of a case of, you know, the vibration and the resonance.
Richard says ring shake is where the growth rings delaminate.
Well, we'll put some of that. And I suppose another area where blindness, you know, is a problem, not being able to see things like that. So what I'll do now is just check that the spigot and jaws is happy, happy, happy.
carbide tools to hollow your bowls?
Sorry?
Ed says, have you ever tried the Hope carbide tool to hollow your bowls?
No, not the Hope one, no. I haven't tried any Simon Hope or woodcut hollowing tools. So no, but yeah, of course I'd be, really interested to try a set. Eventually. I know they are all really very good. But we'll keep it on going. I remember doing a demo at Axminster, and one of the staff members, who's their resident in-house turner, I had a piece with a lot of checks and inclusions in, and he said I wouldn't turn that. So I did turn it, and it held together. So I'm having flashbacks of that at the minute. So yeah, I am just taking my time. I'm going to move, just angle the tool rest in now. make sure it isn't. Make sure it's spinning clear. Nice and gentle, just gonna it's all about feeling all the time. Nice and slow. It's just all about taking a thou off at a time. This. So obviously my brain is into really deep processing mode now.
Oh,
Gone again.
Rob CP says he jumped, but you didn't.
I didn't see that coming.
Alan says he gives you your due, you're not giving up.
I mean, there's just that much resonance in this piece. And it's that knot that's gone again.
Everybody jumps.
It's that knot that went again. Same place again. That bloody knot. So
Anyway, Debbie came on and she said she'd been reading through the comments about what had been happening.
yeah, go on.
So I just said, what did I put? I just said it was a punky bit of wood and it popped off.
Yeah. That's an understatement.
And I said I like understatements.
Yeah, we like an understatement. Well, she had a go again there. So,
Nathan says he really admires your determination.
yeah, I'm glad someone does. So yeah, it's just this area, this where this knot is, and then there's a big inclusion. And these are just some of the things that are going on in this bowl. Getting down to the bottom now. Just trying to pull some now. So I hope you can see and feel. Sorry, I can feel. So hopefully you can see. I'll just move the tool rack. So it's constantly testing me. Which is fine. And you know what I have to be thankful for is, you know, I'm given the opportunity to, you know, be doing this with no eyesight. And I'm paying very close attention to the sounds now. You know, and we've all had pieces blow apart on the lathe. You know, and our good friend Alistair, you know,
We're just talking about him.
2 weeks ago, you know, he's been turning decades, you know, an advanced level turner. And, you know, he had to pay, and, you know, he'd opted to take his face shield off just for that one last cut. And then half a piece the size of a football smacked him in the face. So... You know, and Richard Findlay has just, you know, repaired a captain's chair, and he's saying, you know, on the chair there are still the marks of skew catches, the spiral marks. You know, and they, you know, master turners from, you know, 150, 200 years ago. Having captured with and he left the marks in. Feeling for the bottom now. Feeling for the pick in the bottom. Don't worry. Any questions or comments? Yeah, a bit of a transition there.
No questions. Alan Stocks used to do work for Freddie Mercury.
All right.
He said he worked in Freddie's house in Earl's Court nearly 35 years ago.
That's amazing. Hey. Looking Freddy, eh? Got the transition there. So, yeah, if you're new to wood turning, I wouldn't suggest you try on a piece like this. It might test you. I'll put you off wood turning. Permanently. So. It just needs a bit more of that bottom there, just softening. That's better. Well, I think this is actually the worst bit of wood I've ever turned. Oh, we do like a day of firsts, don't we, Nicola?
Yeah.
Bye, yeah, we do. So I'm just going to sand this by hand.
Alan says, are you cutting too high off centre?
Cutting?
Yeah.
No, was Bob on centre?
Oh, right.
Well, if you mean when I was using the scraper, I do that on purpose because I like to get below that nib with a sharp scraper and jockey it up. That's intentional. I do that all the time because I can't see that centre pip. So rather than trying to find it and get it all the time, I go below it and
Wiggle it.
and wiggle it and
Technical term.
yeah. I mean, right, just before I get stuck into the sanding of this, yeah, being a blind woodturner, you know, I try to adhere as much as I can to what everyone else is doing. But there has to be areas where I adapt and make a safe compromise where I can, just because I have to, and because I never turned whilst I was sighted. You know, I've only been turning since going blind, and you know, it's not like, you know, I'm only blind in one eye or whatever. You know, I'm totally blind. I have no vision at all, so I have to make concessions and you know, amendments where I can, and those that I deem fit to do.
What Georgina's asking, what does denibbing mean in wood turning?
When the grain of the wood gets raised, when you put a sanding sealer on or something, you know, you're going to denib it and knock the grain flat again. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Yeah, it's flattening the grain down again.
Do you use a negative rake scraper?
No, I haven't got one, but I am thinking of getting an old scraper and making a negative rake one. It'd be quite funky, I think. Get rid of that sharp edge.
thick are you going, Chris?
That's as thick as I'm going.
Right. Mark, the gentleman woodturner, said he recently made his own negative rake scraper, £6 for the bar stock
Yeah.
of HSS from Amazon.
Alright, yeah. Worth doing for that.
Yeah.
Turn your own handle. How many have we had watching tonight?
We got 57 at the minute.
Good evening, one and all. Make sure I've not got that tight, sharp edge. It's getting nice and smooth now. Put a bit more of the sanding wax on. Getting right down in and feeling all the way around. Woo! So I've got some food safe oil here. Work this in with the abrasive. Give the outside a tackle again.
Like Yorkshire Grey?
No,
Non-Yorkshire Grey.
mineral oil, food safe, finish. Again, that's on there. Got 400 now.
Phoenix 0605 has said, is Yorkshire Grit not safe to use on anything for food?
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't know exactly, but it's so hard to get out of Glyn the ingredients as to what's in it exactly. But I wouldn't know.
Wayne Bigfoot says Glyn told him it was safe as it's not a finish.
Well, there's the answer then.
People are saying it looks lovely though.
There is?
People.
Alright. People!
Alan Stocks, Mark the Gentleman Woodturner, Steve Coombs.
Get a bit of heat into it now. Dry it off.
And Georgina says the inclusion gives it plenty of character.
Bloody does. Give me plenty of character as well. So let's just so
Wayne says, looks great, well worth persevering with.
Wayne who?
Bigfoot. Jeff Christie, that looks very nice, Chris. Ian in the shed, the bowl looks awesome. Baz Star Kid, for sale, question mark. Bespoke Creations, fab looking bowl, lots of colours on it. Love Angel, beautiful bowl.
Love Angel.
Yeah.
Hello, Love Angel. Right, so there's my push plate on, so I'm just going to hold it in reverse and just tidy this foot up a little bit.
David McClernand, great piece, Chris, well done. Rob CP, I love this piece.
So I've still got that little bit of a tiny little, oh, more fingers and thumbs.
Phoenix 0605, what is that behemoth?
That's a push plate. So I'll just be able to tidy that foot up a bit now.
Scott says, stunning piece as always. Introduced my son to you earlier and showed him your work. He wanted to know why a sighted turner, aka me, wasn't that talented. Oh.
That's an early night off to bed then. But he still loves you.
Well, that piece that you made for us was gorgeous.
The wedding piece, the anniversary piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone spot the deliberate mistake? Forgot to put my tool rest on first. Come on folks, keep up.
Nobody mentioned it.
Alright, okay.
It was just a test.
Yeah. And I failed.
What material is that you're using for the friction pad?
Just non-slip router matting.
Baz is asking, for sale, question mark, question mark, question mark.
For sale, for sale.
Scott says, when he saw the goodie bag I brought home from work earlier that Primark had given us, didn't have double fat git size, so got small, and now he has new clothes.
Ah. I'm having trouble finding my hole. Toilet humour. Don't worry folks, I found my hole. Welcome to the life of the blind. And obviously you don't want to put too much pressure on that push plate, otherwise it could get a bit sketchy. So make sure we're not fouling on that. So, get my tool rest height down now. So this is going to be very, very careful. Just so I feel for where the tool rest height is in relation to the centre. This is going to be just trimming up that foot a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. Any grip marks from the chuck, just have a feel around there, that's feeling okay. What time are we on, Nicola?
9:30.
9:30. So I've got a tiny little bit of abrasive there. Just put my safety squints on for this. Have a feel. Right. Just nice and carefully, just tidy that foot up. Feel for where I'm going.
I'm not sure if they're auctioning this piece off in the chat.
Okay.
I think we're up to 50 quid. think it's up to 60 now.
60 quid. Honestly, what are they like?
Well, are you selling it?
Well, they're already bidding on it, aren't they? Get the disc of doom off.
$70.
Can you just pop over there
Pop.
to near the belt and disc sander,
Yeah.
and you'll see the little rubber cleaning block. It's only about an inch long now.
Yeah. Oh, that's Diddy.
Okay. And just gently now.
Ed says enjoyed watching your demo, Chris. Thank you. I'm off. Night all.
Cheers, Ed. Right, so
Well, we'll donate the money to Scott. Is that alright with you?
yeah. So we're almost there now, folks.
Right, you've gone out of screen now.
What's happening?
I'm just going to rejig the camera because you're out of view now. Did you pinch the screen?
You open it, you open your fingers like that.
No, did you?
I did do, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. I'm just...
Have you got it zoomed out?
No, I've got stuff on the screen. I can't do it.
Not much over there.
No, it's alright. Just leave it because it's got messages coming up now.
Messages. So I'm just going to give it one more brush here now, folks, with oil. Let's give it a bit of a clean up and well, you could have you can tilt. Did you tilt it up?
Yeah, but there's messages on the screen, so...
No, I mean tilt the camera up.
Yeah, I have done.
There you go, it's had another wipe of food safe oil now. Put you doing back round here.
I'm just keeping an eye on this now because with you sort of moving up and down, it's going out of view.
Right, folks, so there's yeah, a bit of a pesky critter. These inclusions and little splits and checks all over the little pesky blighter. She was vibrating all over the place because of the inherent instability. There was a knot there that just kept jumping out at me. So I'll give it some more oil tomorrow, but have you got that?
Yeah, I think there's a delay on it, so
Yeah.
I think we're about there now. So yeah, you can all see that.
So there you go, a very, very naughty piece of olive ash. Very naughty piece indeed. So there's the inside. Are you getting there?
Hang on. Just moving the
You
camera.
see it on my screen.
I
but
can't
it's in-
see it because there's a message on the screen.
Oh, right.
So I haven't.
What does the message say?
Well, there's YouTube notifications and stuff like that.
All right.
So I can't actually see the picture on the screen now.
All right.
That's
Okay.
why I'm having trouble. So I'm looking at my phone.
So people being
Yeah,
can
you can
people
see-
see?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
okay.
yeah, we're all right now.
All right. Okay. And then there's part of the bowl.
Yeah, just drop it down a little. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Have it. A very, very naughty little boy. So, yeah, never give up, folks. after it saying, you know, it didn't want to play twice, we just had to coerce it into submission a little bit. So yeah, it's as I'm feeling here now. You know, you still feel there's so much going on in the piece. You know, all over the place. It's certainly got a lot of character in it. There you go.
Cool.
Burnt a glass of wine tonight. So yeah, that's that. If yeah, it does feel really cool, and there is a lot going on. And as far as a sensory and a tactile bowl goes, you know, it's got a lot, and that's, you know, that's amazing. So yeah, it's really cool. Got a food safe mineral oil finish. I didn't want to go any deeper or any thinner, but yeah, there you go. Never ever give up, and yeah, you'll get as much out of, you know, things testing you like that as you will do an easy turn, and just, you know, being able to breeze through a project and nothing go wrong. So there you go. That's what you get for being given free wood. You've got to earn it. You've got to earn it. So right. So with that being said, we're going to sign off now.
Yeah.
Okay. Any parting remarks or?
Well, everybody likes it. Nice one, lovely bowl. Awesome piece. Looks amazing. Looks great. Looks very nice. Might be naughty, but you beat it into submission, says Nick. Fab demo, brilliant evening, great piece of art, great looking piece. Thanks for a wonderful demo. See you all the next one. Amazing bowl, looks wicked, beautiful, great piece, great looking bowl, fantastic grain. Time, money well spent. That's Baz. Yeah, it's going to cost you, Baz, because I think you're the winner of the auction. So, yeah, we'll sort that out with you.
Is that Baz Timber Marbles, Baz?
Yeah,
Baz?
yeah.
What you like, Baz? But yeah, thank you so very much. So yeah, if that is you, Baz, or whatever, whoever's bought that.
Well, it is Baz. It is Baz.
So are we giving?
We're giving the money to Scott. So I've said to Baz to go on. Well, I said to.
Scott.
Yeah, sort it out with Scott, and then we'll sort out the bowl with Baz.
Yeah, all right, Baz. Yeah, so that's going to a very worthy home, and the money's going to a very worthy cause to help people going through tough times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for
Thanks,
watching.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Keep on turning.